In this video, we're going to continue to talk about lighting in Cinema 4D. We're going to talk about the exterior or natural lighting. We already saw how we can create kind of a natural light looking using the standard corona light, but in this video we're gonna also see some additional lights, which will be the sun and sky. So corona sun and corona sky. So I'm gonna undock the menu here, and before we actually get into the sun and sky, I want to show you some additional tool that we can use. So to create arrays or series of lights inside the scene. And this is actually a Cinema 4D tool. So I'm going to delete these spotlights that we created in the previous lesson. And I will select only one. And well, let's see, actually I will delete also the other, just to concentrate on the only effect that we are going to apply there. So we will not create copies and then groups like we did in previous videos to create the blinders here and the other effects. So I'm just going to delete everything so we can concentrate on just that part. Okay, so you can see there I have my spotlight and I'm going to select it. And let's go here to MoGraph and Cloner. Now Cloner is a really interesting generator in Cinema 4D. We can use it in linear mode in this case, but we will also see some other examples. I can increase the count of the number of the copies that I want to generate, and then I click and drag and get that light inside the cloner, and this is gonna create copies. So you can see there, these are all the copies, just their position not in the correct way. So we need to fix this, and let's see here, we need to change here. Well, this is the position, so the spacing between. And this is actually really handy because you can set up a precise space. And let's say here, well, we can insert a value like 100 centimeters. So it's one light each meter. So I have a nice and precise spacing. Okay. Well, this is also a cool effect. You can see now they're placed like on the floor. So it looks like a theater stage, something like that. Pretty cool. So you know that when you start to experiment with all the tools, you're gonna find lots of solutions that you can then reuse in other situations. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave those there, but remember that you just need to rotate them if you want to place them on the wall. So now I'm placing the Corona Sun here. We already used that one before, and we already know that the intensity is too high. But right now, you can see there you go. Well, the scene looks black because we don't have any pavement, any ground. So this is why it's looking so dark everywhere, even though I have added the sun. So be careful to have a nice exterior scene, and we're gonna create that in just a minute. I just want to tell you that if you find some parameter or some tool particularly difficult, this probably is because you don't know really well Cinema 4D, so you can check our Cinema 4D course in the channel. Okay, now I added a plane and a Corona sky, and you can see now that the situation has changed a lot. I can see everything white, not black. Now, when you see black, basically it's because you don't have a background or you don't have anything to display. But if you place a Corona sky, that's also going to create a background, not only a light that is gonna illuminate the whole scene. So we can see that now it looks like I'm in a really bright exterior. So I need to set that up, and let me see here. Okay, so I want to go here into the lights that I have used as portals. And of course, if it's daytime, scene, I need to create that portal lightning a little bit more intense, because in the previous video we set up kind of a night scene or an evening scene. Instead here we are doing a day scene. So if we want to simulate daylight coming into an interior, we need to fix also those two portals that we already created. And now let's go back to the sky because it's too bright. So let's decrease the value of the intensity. Let's place 0.1, and that's now let's move to the sun, and we're gonna fix that as well. We're gonna set that at 0.12, and there you go. Now we start to see something. It's still too bright, so we can still fix it a little bit more. So, well, let's go again in the corona sun, and let's decrease this value more. Okay, now 0.01 is really dim, it's really low, so it can't be used for, I don't know, maybe kind of a sunset, or, and also the corona sky value 0.01 is kind of a sunset situation, kind of a evening. There you go. But we can actually see the background there. It looks like a real clear sky without clouds, and also we have this brown ground, and this is how the corona sky is made. Okay, so we can also now hide some of these lights in the scene if we want. So we only will see the effect and not the light itself, like a lamp, like we did again in the previous video for the interior setup. So we can see that now if we hide those, you can tell the difference, and this is showing you the importance of a portal light. So yes, the light is coming inside, but it's not so bright right now. Well, because also we decrease the value of the intensity. Now let's increase it. So we increase the corona sky to 0.1, and let's increase also the corona sun to 0.1, and let's, there we go. Let's try, well, this is 0, so now only the sky is working here, and you can see that the scene is enough bright. Now this is like a cloudy day, and I want to decrease the sky, and now let's increase a little bit the sun. Okay, so we have a different effect, and maybe again it's too bright. So we always need to balance a little bit. Let's go back to the sky, and let's put 0.05, and we can start to see the blue of the sky. This is an excellent balance. So you need to see the horizon, you need to see the ground, you need to see a little bit of the blue in the background, otherwise it's too bright. And also here I'm trying to fix the sun again. So depending on the intensity that you will give, you will change the situation here, going from early evening or late evening. And now let's turn on again the portal lights, and you can see the work that they are doing. So it's pretty important because they simulate that light coming in from the outside. And of course, if we are like in a sunset, we can make this a little bit lower in the intensity, and maybe we can give it a nice orange, or, well, not orangish or yellowish looking. So depends on what we want to simulate. Okay, now let's select the corona sun here, and if I click on that yellow grip, I can click and drag, and you can see I'm changing the position of the sun. Now if you remember, in the previous video we used a rectangle light to simulate the sun, and the effect was similar. So you can see that the sun, it's a really concentrated beam of light, really directional. It doesn't spread around. So you can see there in the parameters, you can change again the position of the sun. Okay, now it's coming like frontally. Okay, I can move it a little bit. It's coming a little bit from the right side.